Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, happy Friday. Today, I got to talk about this massive withdrawal of Bitcoin from the exchanges. What is this about? And it's not just Bitcoin either. It's also Ethereum. So, let's talk about these things and talk about what's going on with the debt ceiling and everything else that's going on in the world today. And we're minutes away from the market bell. Or actually 1 minute away from market bell. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, looks like we may be in the green. Finally. Maybe. I don't know. The day didn't start yet, but the market bell just rung. So today we got a PCI, or not PCI, PCE reading. You could see inflation went up. But overall, let's see. I actually don't have that ready. Yeah, PCE rose 0.4%. Is this in line with expectations? I should have saw that. It just came out, so I didn't see it. But with today's hotter than expected PCE report, so that's not good. That's not good at all. So inflation, according to PCE, went higher than expectation. So that's not good. That's not good. So I don't know if that's going to affect markets, but something that looks like may be coming to an end is the debt ceiling crisis, okay? So according to insiders, both sides are very, very, very close. Very close indeed. How close? Well, supposedly, yesterday, both sides met virtually, and they're only $70 billion apart in terms of total spending of $1 trillion. Okay, so $70 billion sounds like a ton of money, right? But when we're talking about $1 trillion, that's like, not that much, right? So only $70 billion away from getting this resolved. But here's the thing. Even though Janet Yellen's been saying that June 1st we're going to run out of money, she's finding ways to generate some more money in case. So supposedly she said that she's going to sell $119 billion worth of debt, okay, to give the U.S. government a little bit more time, even though I think we burned through like $20 billion a day or something like that, right? So if June 1st comes, she will sell $120 billion of debt, which will probably give us another week or so of runway, right? So this hard deadline, June 1st, may not be as hard as once thought. That's what she said. Exactly, that's what she said. So basically, this may be coming to a conclusion, okay? So June 1st could be a phenomenal day. Could be absolutely phenomenal day because the debt ceiling crisis is over. Then you have Hong Kong opening up crypto trading, right? That's two huge catalysts that may be coming next week. So that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So hopefully this is the case. But of course, inflation is still not good. Not good. And this is what happens, okay? Actually, this is the risk of holding Bitcoin versus dollars, right? Bitcoin risk goes down because Bitcoin does not inflate the same way. You don't have any central bank or any person that will be inflating Bitcoin. We know that. It's set by code, controlled by the miners, right? But the dollar, on the other hand, the risk goes higher because the longer you hold it, the more invaluable it is, and it just devalues itself, debases itself. So that's the inverse relationship, right? So that is why we want to hold Bitcoin long term, and the risk goes down, and get out of cash long term, right? Because the risk is high, especially the dollar. You know, one day the dollar is not going to be the reserve currency anymore. Yeah, so there's that. What else is going on? There's a big options expiration today. 3.5 billion of Bitcoin and Ether. A lot of analysts thought that this may trigger something, but apparently not. The max paying price for Bitcoin is right around 27,000. So that's kind of where we are right now. In case you're wondering, max pain price is the price that both sides loses, the max. It used to be a phenomenon where we just hit that max pain price exactly on every options expiration day. These days, it can swing a little bit either side, but it's still pretty close. Ethereum's around 1,800, which it is, right? But if you look at Ethereum's balance on exchanges, very low, near all-time low. So you could see, I mean, it's very, very close, going all the way back to basically 2015 levels, right? So Ethereum is pretty scarce too. If you think about it, going all the way back to when it first was created or minted, right? Yeah, that means supply is doing this, demand is doing this still, right? Everything is ERC standard these days. But also, same thing with Bitcoin. Yesterday, it was discovered by this James guy that $400 million pulled yesterday from a single whale from Huobi. Okay, $400 million transferred out. That is a ton. And if I had a graph like this showing Bitcoin's reserve, same thing. Just keeps going down and down and down. It's not just being swapped from one exchange to another. The net flow keeps showing Bitcoin's reserves on exchanges just like downwards, like just a continuous downtrend, right? And why is this happening? Well, because people are buying and taking off the exchanges. More and more people are self-custody their own crypto. And same thing with the institutions. They don't want to hold it themselves, right? So they withdraw it to a custodian. But that's exactly what's happening. In the future, there'll be very, very little Bitcoins left on the exchanges. And that's when there'll be a mad rush to buy. So yeah, that is still happening, right? This is why Bitcoin's fundamentals are healthier than ever. It really is. People don't understand. You know, you don't measure health by price. You measure it by users, holders, okay? Volume, hash rate. These are all things that are all-time high, right? And same thing, exchange reserves, nearing all-time low. These are all measuring the strength of Bitcoin, and it is getting stronger despite the fact we're still holding right around 27,000 and not at 69,000. But imagine as these fundamental elements of Bitcoin continues to go stronger, and then we get closer to halving event, and after halving event, you know, we don't know where Bitcoin's will top out then. So here's one looking at just volatility. This ROC is rate of change. Basically, if you look at the bottom, you could see whenever we're like near zero of rate of change, that's usually when Bitcoin starts turning upwards. That's when Bitcoin has climbed out of its year-long downtrend and starts a year and a half or 2.5 years of uptrend. Right? So it's part of a 4-year cycle, and it's, I mean, yeah, I mean, just look at it, right? So that's where we are right now. So even though there'll be times, months, where we seem to not go anywhere, we're just going sideways, little volatility. But when you zoom out, you realize, yeah, we're just chugging along like before, right? According to plan. And you don't want to miss this next upward trend. And short term, this is what it looks like. Short term, we do have a lot of similarities to 2019. Not exactly the same. History doesn't repeat, but it tends to rhyme. And if we're rhyming, we're going to see a peak of what, 60,000 according to this, come, I don't know, end of 2024, maybe even earlier. A lot of people think that it will come a lot earlier. So that's short term. This is long term. Long term, Bitcoin ends up 200,000, 250,000, 500,000. A lot of predictions, right? That is why we hold. What else is going on? What else is going on today? F1. I hear some people are going to Monaco It's just too fancy of an event for me, although I love cars and racing. F1 ticket provider Platinum Group introduces NFT tickets. Okay, not a surprise. I hear a lot about NFT gating now, right? Either NFT tickets or NFT gating into some kind of platform or service, right? So this is a great use case for NFTs. Because NFTs are basically contracts. They're not just a silly picture. They're contracts. They're smart contracts. And you could do a lot with it. So obviously ticketing is going to be a big thing, right? When I do have my conference, GeorgeCon, I'm thinking heavily about doing NFT ticketing or gating as well, or token gating, or both, right? But I mean, it's a natural evolution. And, NFTs can expand way beyond that into collectibles or anything else where you want to store that authenticity, right, on top of a blockchain. So it's a great use for it. But anyways, those of you guys that are into F1 racing, that's something new for this year. Also, other chains like Polygon ZK EVM and ZK Sync, the ones that are using ZK technology to scale the Ethereum virtual machine and to scale the overall transactions on the chain, right, keeps on climbing up. It makes sense. It makes sense. And of course, you have others that are not using ZK technology like Arbitrum and Optimism. They're also doing very well too. Like, this is why Ethereum is so dominant. Even though you have other chains with other apps, but guess what? They're all using ETH, right? So this is why ETH is so dominant, and could be a reason why ETH reserves keeps going down. And plus staking and plus liquid staking. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. What else is there? This is just showing Polygon ZK EVM, how many new addresses and volume exploding very, very heavily upwards. So it's pretty good. And Cardano's TVL is growing 160 million now. You can see that's growing pretty good. Pretty good. So Cardano is still gaining. It started off really slow. Its TVL was dirt low, right? But now it's climbing up. Still nowhere as high as some of the L2 chains or Ethereum, obviously. But it is starting to grow. And a lot more people are getting into that meme coin on Cardano too. Snake or Snek, or I don't know what I think it's Snake because the picture of the snake. I don't know how you say it. But yeah, I mean, that's the power of meme coins. It pulls a lot of people in, especially in a boring market, right? So I don't know what Charles said about it, but as long as it's pulling people into Cardano, that's a net positive, right? That's it. That's pretty much it. Bitcoin's up a little bit, 26.5. Man, I love to see Bitcoin climb back up to 30,000, right? We've been kind of stuck in a rut a little bit, going sideways. There's just a lot of macro stuff. People are just worried about the debt ceiling. What happens if the U.S. defaults, right? It's a scary time. Debt ceiling crisis is always like this, but no one ever thinks that the U.S. will default, right? But if it does, it'll be catastrophic. And that is why we don't ever want to see that. Well, maybe we'll want to see it when Bitcoin is at like 200,000 or $1 million. Then maybe we'll want to see it, but not when it's under 30,000. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's Memorial Day is coming up. Happy Friday, everyone. Let's see. Best bell in the industry, Miami Heat. Yeah, what's going on? I thought they would have closed them out yesterday. Now they're letting Celtics come back. If they lose the next game, man, they're done. They're done. They better take advantage. Butler disappeared yesterday. He had like a quiet 12 points or something. That's the problem with Butler. Sometimes he just doesn't show up in the scoring department. He'll always play hard on D and do everything else, but he doesn't always score. Jose says I hold 98% E, 2% Solana. Wow. Well, what happens first? Jack Daniels asks, E 3,500, Bitcoin 55,000. Bitcoin 35,000. No. Oh, 55,000. No, then for sure. Ethereum hitting 3,500 would come before Bitcoin hits 55,000. YouTube needs a feature to allow double smash or thumbs up. Yeah, the thumbs up should be like infinite for a person. Polygon had a huge wick this morning. Polygon needs it, man. Polygon has been so oversold. So Polygon needs to get back up $1 for sure. I mean, they have so much going on. It makes no sense that Polygon is showing weakness. None whatsoever. Why is defense spending never on the Democrats' Republican list of cuts? Trillions, even more than the DOJ asked for a budget. No one complains about defense budget. We spend more than like every other country combined. So, I mean, that's what makes America America, right? No one messes with America because of it. But I agree with you. At some point, like, do we need like 900 billion a year towards our defense? I don't know. Crypto Ganache, I wouldn't listen to anything Kwame Brown says, okay? Just look at how his career ended, and he's a very bitter man. Goes out and attacks, throws a lot of F-bombs and all these curses, and people think he's so real and tough now. Well, how tough was he once he was playing in the league? It's like, I have no respect for that guy. When is Crypto Gem episode? July. They're still working it out. They're still trying to work it out. I'm showing some trailers. Hourglass, if you guys want to know more, go follow Hourglass on Twitter because they have more up-to-date information. I think they're almost done editing all the videos. So we should see more or hear more shortly. 400 million is nothing. Stan, if that's the case, I'd love to get $400 million of the Bitcoin from you, my man. Send it to me. I'll take it. I'll take it from you. I don't know if I should move my coins off Ledger. Hey, GeoStone, if you have an S or something and you haven't upgraded firmware, you're fine. There's no backdoor to it. You have to upgrade the firmware in order to get that feature put in. So, and they delayed that upgrade. So I don't know if they're going to delay it permanently or what. But tonight, Aaron is going to showcase a video talking a little bit about Ledger, Treasure, and then also the ROX wallet. So, but you should be fine as long as you didn't upgrade to the new firmware. At the end of the day, what's a few hundred million between friends? You know, I see pictures of Monaco, like these billionaires with their mega yachts, and they're like carrying in their Ferrari F40 or whatever, like exotic car they have. I mean, that's when you know you have too much money, right? When you have the ability to like transport your $1 million plus cars, $2, $3, $5 million cars, and you're bringing them on your mega yacht to carry around to places around the world, that's when you know you have too much money. It makes me wonder, like these guys, you know, did they sell their souls to get to that point? It's like it's just too much. It's so much that you have to be wasteful about it now. It's like, really? Really? The millions that you spent transporting that car, couldn't you have done better use with that money? Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. Quiche music, appreciate it. Even by that kind of money, I couldn't deal. Here's the thing. Here's my new philosophy. All right, I know, like, if you don't have the money, then you don't know what that person's going through, right? And sometimes, if you have that money, you just need to spend it, right? Otherwise, what's the point of having the money, or the FU money, as some people would say it, right? But at some point, it just gets boring, and you're just wasteful, right? So, yeah, at that point, it's like, what's the point? If you want to buy some fancy cars, watches, have a nice house, maybe a yacht or something like that, go for it, right? But when it's getting to a point where you're moving your cars on your yacht, that's when it's like, okay, that may be a little bit too much at that point, right? Yeah, I don't know. Or someone said a yacht made of gold. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's just, you know. Yeah, people buy their like Bugattis that are like entirely of gold or platinum or something, and it costs like $30 million. I mean, see, that's when it's just like so utterly ridiculous. These guys don't know how to spend their money, you know. That kind of flashiness is just beyond taste, I guess. I don't know how you say it. What's your bull market 100x potential? What's your take? 100x? These big caps, mid caps probably won't do 100x. Smaller caps could definitely do 100x. We have seen that many times. Many times. Things in the top 200, 300. Like, I'm just going to scroll down to top 200 or the bottom 200, right? In a bull market, you'll see, like, what's a good one here? I don't know. Like, Doge Elon Mars will probably skyrocket, I don't know, about 100x, 100 million to a billion or 10 billion. No, this is 100 million. 100 million, 100x would be like 10 billion. They could happen in a bull market. Like, it could certainly happen in a bull market. AMP probably won't happen too. But like some of these others like Stargate, Axelar, Joe, you know, these are good projects. Can they do 100? Probably not, but can they do like a 50? Flux, representing Flux, and Illuvium, these guys, they could do like a 40, 50x. That's possible within a bull market. I don't watch F1. Hope today is a good day. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. I like your name, NFTsforsale.com. How are you not worried about OP choke point? Because I'm not thinking about it. I don't know. Or are you worried about it? Why don't you share? Are you a Lakers fan because you used to be a LA? No. I'm a Lakers fan because I'm a LeBron fan. I felt sorry for him, and then I turned into a fan. I used to be like 90% of the population out there. I hated LeBron, especially when I was rooting for Bulls. Derrick Rose days, right? Could never get past the Heat. LeBron was shut down Derrick Rose every time they played. Derrick Rose was afraid of LeBron. He even said it like, as a small guy, how do I get past LeBron? Like, he couldn't. LeBron was so good that no one could get past him. It was like he was too good. He went to the finals every single year in the East, right? So I hated LeBron, and I think everyone hates LeBron because he was just too damn good. He's just built perfectly. But here's the thing. This is why I felt sorry for him. Finally, when he went back to the Cavs, he beat a 73-win team. He beat Golden State 3-1. Okay? Next year, they bring Kevin Durant. That's when I just lost it. I lost it. And then Cavs, Kyrie got hurt and Kevin Love got hurt. It was LeBron versus Golden State with Kevin Durant. Okay? That was it. Like, Kyrie and Kevin Love both got hurt. It was just basically him playing that team. Of course, one man cannot beat a four-man all-star team, right? And it's just and he had to face that for a few years before he went to Lakers. I'm like, that's not fair. NBA should have never allowed that. To have Clay, Steph, Kevin Durant, and Draymond when he was still good, all on one single team, I mean, that's just so utterly ridiculous. Had Kevin Durant never gone to Golden State, LeBron would have won 2 more rings. He would have defeated Golden State for 2 more years, and maybe he would have just stayed in the Cavs. So that's when I started feeling sorry for LeBron. And then I started realizing how amazing it is now that he's 38 years old and still averaging 30 points a game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. No one else does that. Not even Jordan. When he was playing the Wizards, he was 38 years old. He was doing like 25 and 5. Okay, and Kareem and everyone else at 38, they were like doing like 12 points a game. People don't recognize how impossibly hard it is for a 38-year-old in the NBA to be scoring 30 points a game. It's never been done. But hopefully he doesn't retire. I don't think he's going to retire. I think he's going to keep playing until he's like at 40 at least, 2 more years. That's why I'm a Lakers fan. And plus, I liked Kobe and Shaq before. I used to be a big Shaq guy. I love big post players, which doesn't exist today. What did I miss? I went on a big rant about LeBron. Mr. Medina. LaFlop is on steroids. Okay, you don't think anyone else is? You don't think any of these athletes are? They all are. If you're playing at that level, I'm sure they're taking some form of it, right? But why is everyone not doing the same? I mean, when you're at that elite level, it's easy to say, oh yeah, that guy's using something. But he's still at that elite level and no one else is. Why is that? Shaq versus LeBron in a fist fight? I don't know. I don't know. Shaq is just too big. How do you not get a shot off? Did you not see what happened? It was a bad play calling. He took it to the hole. People always complain about him not taking it to the hole. Jamal Murray had his hands on the ball. Then LeBron still ripped it out and tried to shoot it, and Aaron Gordon blocked it. He was double teamed the entire play. So what? How do you not get a shot off? Because he was double teamed, and they played really good D on him. That's why. Jacob, thank you for that comment, and you're being banned from this channel. No one cares about your opinion. Dude, he's not Superman. He missed a shot before. He missed a lot of shots. You can't expect a guy to be like 100% with his shots, right? At his age. He's the only guy in the league where people will complain like, oh, Jordan's 6-0, right? But, you know, Jordan played more than 6 seasons in the NBA, right? So he's the only guy that gets criticized for going to the finals and losing when others didn't even go to the finals, or others didn't go to the finals nearly as much as him. He's the only guy that's punished for that argument. Like he's, whatever, 4-12 or 4-11. It's a horrible record, right? But he's gone to the finals 11 straight times, mostly on teams where there were no one. He single-handedly carried them to the finals. No one else has done that. So, again, you just have these haters that hate him for some reason when they don't realize how different it's going to be, how different the league is going to be after he's gone. Because there's no one else that can replace him. Even Steph and Durant, they're getting old. And look at Giannis. Giannis, we thought he would be the next poster child for NBA, but he got shut out this year. Like, that was an embarrassment too. Steph is definitely not a bigger draw. And Steph is getting old too. He's not a young guy anymore. When your desk squeaks, it sounds like beginning of excerpt. All right. Any more crypto questions? Eric, actually, you're wrong about that. Steph chokes in the last 2 minutes. If you look at game winner shots, LeBron has way more than Steph. That's what you don't realize. Steph actually really sucks when it comes down to the last shot. So he's great all the way up until the final like 2 minutes. And then he starts choking. That's Steph's biggest problem. Even Skip Bayless recognizes that. Yeah, LeBron could probably play until his 90s in Taiwan. Dwight Howard just like, averaging like 40, 20, 20 in Taiwan right now. I don't know, but like he's just going nuts. Tony, if you're not in the U.S., then rather than comment that you have no interest in sports, why don't you just ask a question instead? It's like people that say, hey, you missed my question. Well, rather than say that, just ask the question again. Harden is a playoff choke artist. He can't, yeah. It's in his head. He can't get past it. Is Axelar the same as Chainlink? No. It kind of is, kind of not. Chainlink is just Chainlink's a way to fetch and draw data from different projects. XLR actually moves tokens between projects. In a way, you can move data also. It's kind of like a, they call it like a cross-chain bridge, but it's really not, it doesn't work the same way. What are the expectations for June FOMC meeting? Well, what the? Now it's 58.5% chance that there will be another rate hike. Wow. That's horrible. That's horrible. I don't know what. I guess it's because the PC inflation went upwards. So that's horrible. Now we're going to get another bump next month. Oh, man, that sucks. Why is Algorand dead? Probably because SEC declared as a security. So it's funny. Skip Bayless's brother is a restaurant guy. I saw his restaurant in the airport. What was his name? Something Bayless, Ray Bayless or something like that. He's actually a famous restaurateur or T. I don't know how you say that, but he owns a lot of restaurants. Famous chef. Do you think the trend of diminishing returns will end this bull run? No. I mean, but yeah, the upside is not going to be the same kind of multiplier as before, but that doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't break above 200,000. I think it's still going to happen. And if you look at that, still like a 5-6x from bottom. No, it's more than that. 5-6x from the halving event, I should say. Yeah, he's not going to go. Have you heard what Gilbert Arenas said about Houston? Like, basic management sucks there. They don't take things seriously. He really trashed them. I don't think anyone's going to go back to Houston. Yeah, Rick Bayless. That's what it is. What happened to the war? It seems like people just stopped talking about it. I mean, you're 100% right. I have not talked about the war in Europe in months. Yeah, people just stopped paying attention to it. I don't know what's happening. Tom. Welcome. Oh, man, just... All right, I think it's time to conclude. Bitcoin's having a little green day. U.S. market is a little green day. I think people are hopeful that the debt ceiling is going to be resolved. But with inflation going up, I don't know why anyone's cheering. Inflation's going up. That means there's going to be another rate hike. These are bad things, but at least the U.S. won't default and crash and burn. So I guess that's why people are cheering. But you know what? Reserves are going down. Massive withdrawals still happening. These are big things. So stick with Bitcoin, stick with crypto, stick with freedom, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tonight, there'll be another DeFi Friday video from Aaron. It's going to be a good one because it's about wallets. A lot of you guys are concerned about wallets. Make sure you watch it. So, but tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care. Oh, I got something. I got something for you guys.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.